How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome to the life and suffering of Sir Brante. This is a game that many people have told me is fantastic, and it's one that I just never managed to get around to. I know there are many different ways that the game can go, and it probably won't turn out well. I have never played it myself, but I do know what kind of the gist of it. So I've committed to do at least a playthrough. Whether it turns out well or not, that's to be seen. Probably not. But let's do one playthrough and see how it goes, because I'm curious as to actually get in and experience it for myself, because I hear that its writing is fantastic and the way, all the different ways it can go and the options and stuff are fantastic. So let's get in, shall we? And see what we think. Sir Brucey Brante. We're going to leave it on easy mode, right? Easy. You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You will follow his life from birth to death. Your choice is sure to define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes as your behest, Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. The world of Sir Brante's birth is a ruthless realm where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal qualities. Often you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you choose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. Sounds like me. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you will create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. Starting to sound a bit like pathologic, isn't it? What will become of your Sir Brante, his loved ones, and his world? It all depends on you. Well, this does not bode well at all.
The story of my life remains written on these pages. But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
Alright, let's get into it. Fingers crossed that this at least lasts a couple of episodes, you know, before we die or whatever. Fingers crossed. Your fingers are stained with ink. Your breathing grows ragged. Your hands are shaking, yet the words begin appearing on the page before you one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you? And how did you reach this end? You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Arknian Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth, whether human or Arknian, nobleman, priest, or low-born commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods, and each life is naught but a single cog in the universe, is a measurable machine. Their memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. Your dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace teeming with life and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city backstreets, fields of battle and faces, so many faces of the people you held dear, these people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink erupting onto the page. With your every step, you sought to change the world as you saw fit. The choices of your upbringing, the path you have carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice, all of it led you here to the end of your time, and every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, the pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path? Chosen a different calling? Found a different place in the world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. Now, on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all, your life. Of all the paths in life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate? Or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? There is no destiny. Destiny does not exist. Human life is an exercise in chance. It is not governed by any laws. You stand tall and stare death in the face unflinching. There was no higher power guiding your life. Just a wild jig, a chaotic tangle of innumerable human wills, actions, and accidents. The only thing you could ever turn this chaos into an orderly narrative is the eternal drive for human drive for storytelling. Your life had no greater meaning. You were guided neither by cursed nor fate, nor guided by providence. This is what made you truly free. But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Brucey Brante will live once more. Alright, let's do it. Let's hope we can make it to adolescence at least. That'd be a good start. You know, in one piece. Chapter 1. Childhood. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. A long, trying life stretches before you, so many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? That's the question. Growing up. In chapters Childhood, Adolescence, and Youth, you will live through your hero's coming of age. You will shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationships. By the end of the prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him, and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Brucey Brante grow up to be? It is your call. Okay, events in the personal life of the hero that can happen in this chapter. The fencing lesson Beyond. First death, insight, nobleman's sacrament. Your personal qualities at this age, they determine which choices you may make. I will take... Can I choose one? No. So this is just all the different stats. Your inner strength and the number of lesser deaths that you've experienced, these qualities will stay with you for your entire life. Prepared for difficult choices. True death. Oh, like Vampire the Masquerade. The sections that open up in this chapter. Destiny. Personality. House of Brante. Family. Begin chapter. Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's forge our own destiny. That doesn't exist, that we said. At first there was nothing. No time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter this world. Your first memory. You're lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You're not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. You are a part of them, and they are a part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. It hurts to breathe. You let out the pain in the form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are two of them, the ones who made your form from their own selves and brought you into this world. They are united. Yet, as they lean closer to you, you begin to see how different they are. You can already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is soft and emphatic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe in an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance and a force of protection and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Yet there is also a third figure. It is like a shadow barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing ever stronger within you. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes wrapped around you, and extending a tiny hand into the world. Reach out to the palm. You grasp the finger of the first of the fingers by the finger. You place a tiny hand on the second figure's closed fist. You smile at a figure standing behind them. Now let's go reach out to the fist. I'll go for determination. The fist is stiff, coarse, and even unpleasant to the touch, but this firm hand belongs to your father. A tiny newborn, you are helpless before a full-grown man. Your little hand practically challenges him and his strength, and he accepts the challenge. Your father's fist opens. His hand strokes your little hand gently, if somewhat awkwardly. It is a tender gesture, a glimpse into something that he will seldom let show in the years to come. Your life in this world begins. How will you live it? So we're just building a character at the moment, really, aren't we? Just making our character. This is the character creation screen. As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breath and strong cold hands. He visits you rarely. Hello there, little Brucey Brant. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing so quickly, my child. There are 2 more children in the family named Stefan and Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hands as you take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you in the air. Oh look, this is your brother and sister. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're going to play together, but I'll always be in charge because you were born a commoner. Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Brucey. Let's go play in the yard. It's hot outside. You grip your mother's hand with one hand and your sister's with another as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky, far above and away from you, is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It's so bright it hurts to look at it. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek. He's just a little baby. How's he going to play? Then you hide him, and I'll try to find both of you. You have no idea what they're talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but so exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other. Then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from that light stick on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria's nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? Find your way home. Let's do this. We're a baby on a mission. You get up on your feet, swaying a little bit. Carefully you take your first step, then lose your balance and plop down on the ground again. But you're determined. You'll get up again and keep walking in the direction Gloria went. You walk out of the bushes and further toward the wall of the house. And then, the most tender and gentle hands in the world, and the whole world embrace you and pick you up. Mother has found you. There you are. You lean on Mother's chest and hold on to her with your arms. You want her to know that you came here all by yourself, without any help. She pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria's in tears. Stefan is staring at his feet. You hug Mother tightly. She's here now. Hell yeah. Boosting that determination stat. My favourite stat. Another memory. You're still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house, giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are some solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother Stefan is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria. My son, today is the Great Descent. We honour the day when the twin gods descended upon us. We must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You're too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys there, no chairs, even the carpet has been taken away. There's nothing here but a bare wooden floor. Today we're not allowed to go into any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of the Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong. It is quiet, unusually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You're sitting on the cold floor, confused with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice, a lonely sound in the empty room. It is a little song that Mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. When the twins come down to Earth, they brought lots for every birth. Let us count them, 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. Nobles rule and bravely fight. They protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand, guide us by the twins' commands. Common people work and toil, always patient, never spoiled. Live your lot, where you were born, to the day when you pass on. Know your lot, and know the prayer, for the twins see everywhere. You're transfixed by the tone. Gloria notices your gaze, and a smile creeps across your face. You like the rhyme, don't you, Brucey? Do you know what it's about? Look, there are 3 lots. They were brought to us by the twins, when they descended to us from the shining pillar. Remember that pillar of light you saw on the horizon? That's it. You see the shining pillar any time from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, and if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot. You and I are lowborn. Mum is a commoner too. So the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard, understand? The priests and nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I guess they talk to the twins and they teach everybody. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From the light emerge 2 figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder, the other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses once more. Know your lot and know the prayer. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel the words condensing within you from the light. But what will these words be? I might as well finish the song properly. I don't see why I would do it wrong. Unless I really like pissing people off. Know your lot and know the prayer. For the twins see everywhere. You sing the last line together with Gloria. Your sister looks up at you in surprise and gives you a nod. The shining pair stand behind her back, turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into a dim light coming from the window. Gloria turns her head to look at where you were staring. Did you see something, Brucey? You shake your head. Not anymore. Boom! That's another year down, and we're still alive. I call that a win. We're 3 years old and I managed to stay alive. I didn't choke on a Lego or something. You're starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. His is a title earned through great service, but your mother is a lowborn woman, a commoner. Because of this you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come unto nobility. You have learned to read at an early age. Together with mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls these poems prayers. Again and again you try to discern shapes of the gods in the strip of holy light that shines in the sky all day and all night, but the light is too blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful in climbing, avoid climbing too high. But even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother Stefan now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names, and Stefan pulls her piggy tails. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. Soon, you'll be an older brother too. And it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be, a boy or a girl, you will love them the most. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud to you. He finds the stories of war, generals and rebellions quite enchanting, and Father approves of your fascination. Study hard and maybe one day you'll become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword, but first you need to grow up. Growing up, the concept is as terrifying as it is alluring. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You're both ashamed and proud and it feels odd. A scratch on your hand stings a little. Stefan is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. You see Mother's shoes walking to and fro from the carpet. You don't want to look up. You'd rather not see her angry. She's not as gentle as to you these days. Why'd you hurt Stefan, Brucey? You stammer out an explanation. He hit you first. You just hit him back. How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm going to hit you with a real sword. Mother shushes you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern, and yet you can feel her concern for you. Even if Stefan hits you, you cannot hit him back. You're my son, and I was born a commoner. Our lot is to suffer, but your brother was born from a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he'll rule over the likes of us. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. That is your lot. And the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Now Stefan looks at you in triumph. You look at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. Let's demand an explanation. You demand that Mother explains why things are like this. You start asking questions. Why were you born a commoner if your father's a noble? If you have your father's name, why can't you have his lot? And why can't you choose a lot for yourself if you don't like the one you have? Mother is stunned by all the questions you're peppering her with. Don't you dare ask me about that, Brucey. I'll violate my lot if I start explaining it to you. I'm a commoner, not a priest. Get me a priest then, lady. You're flogged in front of your entire family. The pain burns in your skin again and again. Tears keep rolling down your cheeks. It feels like the punishment will never end. It hurts to walk when you finally let go. You slowly climb the stairs and walk to your room. I'm like 4 years old. You see a book on your bed, The Teachings of Asatius, Volume 2. Your tears have dried now. You begin to read, slowly making your way through the difficult words. Every death of the body bringeth the soul ever closer to the twin's judgment. And when the body dies a true death, the soul soareth to the shining pillar. The twin gods do judge every soul, and their judgment is stern and unforgiving. He who followeth his lot in life from birth shall melt in a bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. The words confuse and elude you, instill fear and awe. You will read this mysterious book again and again as you grow up. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With each passing day, she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the time. One day she takes your hands and puts them on her big belly, and you feel a movement deep inside her. You'll have another brother or sister soon. Gloria takes you on walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pillar, and she sings you songs and tells you amazing stories. Hey Brucey, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mummy hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you got flogged for hitting Stefan? Our judge is my second father, and the pastor had another. Mother says the twins are great, says we should not fight our fate. Brother loves to jump around. Please don't fall down on the ground. See, I wrote a little rhyme. Please don't tell them that it's mine. But today your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that live there, but then she vanished. The servants join you in your search. Even Mother leaves her chambers when she hears the commotion. Finally, you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She's holding a quill and sheets of paper, covered in poetry. Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria is standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for an opportunity to run, but there seems to be no escape. What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You're absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing. I can decide that for myself, Mum. No, you cannot. It has already been decided by the gods. And he's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny. And I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone. You're a commoner and a future wife. It's time you learned how to properly care for children. Had your disgraceful former father kept me in his house, you could have been born a noble, but that is not our fate. And you're absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Mother grabs Gloria firm by the hand and takes you both into the house. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace. Gloria sobs violently. You're a bystander to the scene, unsure of how to act. I will get in trouble for that. Our willpower will go under. Can we not choose this one because our willpower's too low? I'd like to comfort her. But our willpower will go into the negatives. Is that a problem? We'll see what happens. Mother leaves. The last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You walk up to your crying sister and take her by the hand. None of this is her fault, you say. What Mother did is wrong and far too harsh. Gloria sniffles before speaking. But I did leave you all alone. You're not mad at me? Really? You nod in reassurance. Gloria embraces you. Bruce, you're the best little brother in the world. The two of you make a little deal. She promises to tell you when she wants to be alone, and you promise to protect her and her secrets always. Nice. -5. We can only go down to -10. We should probably build up our willpower, huh? We should work on that. Maybe next time. Oh, we were 3? Jesus Christ, we're babies. Mother is in her armchair, knitting woolen jackets, pants and socks for the little one. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with his important job. He is a judge, after all. One day you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you but not siblings to each other? Ah, well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. He's the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older. How's that even possible? You're all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria into the sitting room. You sneak in after them, and at first Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You're told to sit, be quiet, and remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins. First to the elder on the right, and then to the younger on the left. Stefan, you're a nobleman to be, so walk along the side paved with marble, where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side. When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stefan, kiss the sword. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with the lash. Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? On the next day, you take your brother and sister to the temple. You run toward them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She's hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan has put on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looked different about them. It's like all is the same, and yet everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot. And my relationship with Stefan went down? I didn't even know we were at +1. Oh man, our unity went down. That's because Stefan's an asshole. But there's no surprise there. Your siblings, Stefan and Gloria, took their first sacrament at the temple. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also here, all excited. You promise yourself that you'll be the best big brother in the world. You'll never hit him, oh no. The two of you will play together and tease Stefan together and help Mother together and go on so many adventures together. It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but now everything is different. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends day and night by his side. And Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She's so worn out she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You run to Mother's bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you get an ice-cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. Go away, Brucey, you're bothering me. She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already. When are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet. Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You're scared of your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life much more. We can't do either of these. Call Father for help? She'll kill me if I try to, call Father for help. You run away to Father's study and stammer out a plea for help. Father gets up immediately and runs back with you. He barges into Mother's chambers and embraces her and baby Nathan with all his might and love. She screams at him at first, crying how she's tired of everyone. She whispers something in response, then takes Nathan from her and says she should lie down and rest. Then suddenly Nathan stops crying. Mother looks around and sees you standing next to Father. My son, please forgive me. I'm so sorry you had to see this. Thank you for going to your father for help. The twins know I didn't want to hurt anyone. Mother's face is covered in tears. Everything will be alright now. Father tells you. You can go. You leave in quiet joy as Mother calms down and Nathan falls asleep. Father won't let anything bad happen. Your younger brother Nathan is born and manages to survive, which is nice. It was a bit dubious there for a moment. You wake up to Father's touch on your shoulders. He's finally back home after a long trip. Brucey, today's your special day. The day when you begin your studies. Now teachers will be coming to our home to teach you. You must do everything they say, be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's lot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get a little schoolboy dressed. I'm taking him to the market district. Stefan wants to come with you too, but father shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your oldest brother is hurt to hear this, but stays quiet. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets, a pleasant wind tussling your hair. Your city is called Anazot. That you already know. It is one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There is a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our God's own disciples? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned, not even the clergy know why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls and excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. You have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figures of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well. War isn't your lot for now, but maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. We will lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, Father turns to examine the books. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there is a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He's about to take warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. The rich boy screams so loud everyone in the shop hears it. He hit me, he hit me. A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then you feel your own father's hands on your shoulders. What happened? You press against father, your mind more at ease now. He'll protect you. Yes, you shoved the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Is this true, Brucey? Did you strike the son of a nobleman? I can't do that one. Tell him the truth? That you repaid the impudent boy in kind? Oh my god, I'm gonna get murdered. I need willpower. It isn't fair to blame you without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove that stupid boy. He was the one who shoved you first. But the angry nobleman, the boy's father, will not let you finish. Nobody cares a whit for your so-called truth, little lowborn. The law is the law, and your punishment is due. Your father nods in agreement to these words, no matter how sad they make him feel. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You're told to bow to him and show him humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Enough, you got what you deserved, we're leaving. Get out of our way. Your head is swimming from the heavy blows. You return to your senses back in your bed, with servants treating your face. Father stays by your side all day. The morning after, you find a little box on your bed, with the tin soldiers of the Holy Order inside. You paid dearly for your stubbornness. Oh man, but Dad protected me, that was good. He's a good dad. I like it. That's nice. We're going to stick with him. Today, Father ordered me to the dinner table to be brought out into the yard. For the first time in months, he's home, outside of the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, now an adolescent, and walking in the garden. And now, a dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together, with Father at the head of the table, smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knee and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with Father to show him his skills in a practice stool. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile on his moustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk tonight. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table, no fighting, just smiles, no arguing, just pleasant small talk. Then a servant approaches Father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in the dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile off Father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at Father with an unspoken question in her eyes. Gregor Brante is coming to Anazot. He is the head of our family, my father. Grandfather's return. Your grandfather Gregor Brante Brante is returning to the family home from the capital. Alright, with that, I think we need to wrap this one up here, but I'm fascinated to continue this. And we're still alive. I was really hoping we'd still be alive, and we're still alive, so that's a great start. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.